Well, what if the most terrifying warning about humanity's future was never meant to be found? Right now, FBI files are starting to come out thanks to the Trump administration. We're starting to see references to entities, UFOs, and even UAPs. For years, documents like that, we were told that these documents didn't exist, right? And if we believed that they did and talked about UFOs and UAPs or even other things that were harbored by the CIA, I'll get into that in a moment, then we were just called crazy conspiracy theorists and we were laughed at. And in fact, all the while we were being laughed at, our freaking government kept investigating all of it, right? And at the same time, all of this was happening, our CIA has been for years secretly funding programs designed to exploit abilities. And I'm talking about things, the latest one being MK Ultra. But in this broadcast, I'm going to talk about remote viewing. In case you don't know what that is, it's the power to see distant locations and hidden events and maybe even the future, right? Obviously frowned upon in the Bible, but this is something that our own CIA was studying. And in today's broadcast, I'm going to show you that one remote viewer has come out just before he died, by the way, and delivered a disturbing warning to the American people about some kind of kill shot. So I'm going to address all of that, and you guys are in for one heck of a ride in today's broadcast. But as a quick reminder, please make sure you're subbed to the channel, hit that sub button, and make sure you have that all bell button checked. Otherwise, you won't get this video broadcast. So please double check that on. In addition, please like this video and share it with everybody you know. But with all of that, I also want to tell you, get to restrictedrepublic.com. I've got great information on there, inside intel that we're sharing every single day. Please join us there. Hit the pause button. Go to Restricted Republic. I'm going to be doing an exclusive broadcast today that you are not going to want to miss. I'm not posting it anywhere. You guys know why. So get to restrictedrepublic.com. Use the coupon code Lisa and the number 5 to get it for $5 per month. With that, let's dive in to this conspiracy that wasn't. And what on earth is going on? Well, as you all know, the Trump administration has dropped lots of files thus far on UFO, and he's doing it on war.gov. And if you click this little UFO top file, you can get all these files that have come out. I've already did an entire report on Restricted Republic with this video. If you guys want to check it out, I'll leave a link to it. Never before seen footage video is out. And so I don't want to retouch on all of that. I want to get into the new stuff that you haven't heard as of yet. And speaking of that, how about a chilling alien message to humanity that was revealed in the latest FBI disclosure? And it's really weird, by the way. I'm going to have my own opinion on it, but take a look at this. This is on dailymail.co.uk, and it was part of this first data dump. Chilling alien message to humanity revealed in latest UFO disclosure. One FBI memo dated January 12, 1955, detailed claims from members of the Detroit Flying Saucer Club, one of the earliest UFO organizations in the U.S. It goes on, according to the doc. Club member Randall Cox told agents the group had received multiple messages from extraterrestrial warning humanity about its place in the universe. It goes on, the newly released memo is an airtel, a type of FBI communication used to rapidly share information between field offices and headquarters before the digital era. So obviously this document was important enough that they wanted to put it as an airtel. It's something that's obviously got a little more importance and they want everybody to know about it. Goes on. The document states that Cox was interviewed inside an FBI vehicle on January 11th, 1955, where he told agents he and fellow club member John Hoffman planned to travel to DC to present their information to the Pentagon and hope to meet someone in Air Force intelligence. Now, Cox was one of the Detroit Flying Saucer Club's central figures and was repeatedly referenced in multiple FBI and government documents about UFOs and space people. During the interview, Cox referenced a man named John Fry, a technician assigned to Sandia Air Force Base in New Mexico, who allegedly claimed to have flown a saucer from the base to New York City in just 30 minutes. Cox further stated that members of the group have received multiple messages from outer space. Those messages, he feels the purpose of contacts with Earth is limited at this time to preparing people to receive landings from outer space. Interesting. He said messages received indicate all planets but Earth have conquered outer space, and that outer space people consider those on Earth of the lowest form of universal existence. Gee, Wally, now Hoffman, a former Air Force serviceman during the Second World War, was described in the memo as having been carried beyond the realm of scientific fact and the possibility of scientific fiction. And here's the actual document itself. You can pause it. But basically what it said on Daily Mail was absolutely right. Some of the underlying part there, but here is that transmission. So interesting. So he comes out and says, we've received a message from outer space. And they call them space people. I would call them fallen angels, in my opinion, because that's what I believe. I take more of a Christian stance. And coincidentally, they say, prepare for a landing. Well, we know a great deception is coming in the Bible, if you guys read it. And I believe one of those deceptions could be UFOs coming to Earth saying, we started and planted humanity. I'm never going to believe that because there's no truth in it, which would go along with the message, right? And the second thing they say is humanity is the lowest life form in the entire galaxy. Only a fallen angel person would say that because they are highly jealous of humankind. So I guess that fits into my narrative regarding the message, but ultimately you get to decide that. I, for one, think there is going to be a great deception coming one day. That's kind of where I sit. Many of you may have a different opinion on that, but it's interesting that the message was exactly that, right? I can't wait to get some of your comments on that. Meanwhile, I also thought this is an appropriate time to share another warning message, which I'm going to put a disclaimer on this one. I don't feel like a kill shot is coming. Automatically, I'm going to say that right off the bat. But I find something else about this document even more interesting, and I'm going to get into that in a moment. So getting on to the remote viewer from the CIA. Take a look at this. This is on Zero Hedge. Killshot is coming for Earth, warned CIA remote viewer before his death. It's like a plot for a story. But a retired U.S. Army major and former CIA linked remote viewer issued stark final warning of a devastating solar kill shot before his death in March, claiming the current period of heightened solar activity could trigger infrastructure collapse on a global scale. Retired Major Ed Dames, who participated in the U.S. government classified remote viewing programs during the Cold War, described the event as an enormous solar blast that would knock out the power grids, communication, and essential services, potentially leading to millions of immediate deaths and widespread societal breakdown. He died at age 76. In his last recorded interview, he tied the timing directly to solar cycle 25 and the recent passage of Comet C2023A3. By the way, he means Comet Atlas. So he tied this prediction to Comet Atlas and a solar cycle 25 that began in December 2019, and it's going to go all the way until December 2030. So he's saying some kind of kill shot is going to happen during that period of time, but he goes on. Dames was linked to Project Stargate, a declassified U.S. intelligence initiative that ran from the 1970s until 1995. It explored whether psychic phenomenon, particularly remote viewing, the claimed ability to perceive distance or hidden targets mentally, and could be used for espionage. The Stargate project was at least officially shut down in 1955 after officials reviewed claims that it did not deliver reliable operational value. Take that as it will. In one of his last interviews recently released, he stated, right now, we're at the beginning of solar cycle 25, solar max. Solar max should last for about 2 years, and the sun's doing unprecedented stuff. There are more solar spots than there have been in the last 20-something years. He continued, I predicted that solar max will be the beginning of the kill shot sequence, but more interesting and intriguingly, the Comet Atlas that's in the sky. The timing of that appearance and the orbit exactly matches the passing space body with a huge event called the kill shot looming ahead. The comet we described as a passing space body, we didn't know what it was, a planet or a comet, either one, that basically it's the contaminant with the initiation of the kill shot sequence, and this comet, the trajectory and the timing match perfectly. He concludes, right? You wake up and there's no power and there's no water and there's no gas. It's going to be a bad nightmare scenario. That's what you're going to be confronted with. The government is not going to help you. We know that part. The government won't help us. The true devastation of today's Killshot will be unlike anything we have previously seen in the history of solar radiation actively hitting ground level, resulting in initial deaths of millions with implications resulting in economic collapse and war. Bum, bum, bum. Cue the war drums, right? Or the drums, the doomsday drums. Here's the truth, okay? I know I prefaced this with, I don't believe, but here's the truth. A CME could strike the earth and we could have a Carrington-style event. That could happen. And we could be knocked out from the power grid at a level that puts us all out of business. Let's just put it that way. And it happened, and it could happen just the way he said. We're out of power, we're out of electricity, water doesn't work. This is what could happen in the event of a CME. This is a real thing. This is a real warning. But I, for one, the reason I don't agree with him is because he puts a 30-year cap on it. Like he puts a cap on it. Oh, it's going to happen in so many years and whatnot because of his remote viewing. Now, here's the deal. I'm also going to tell you remote viewing actually happens in the Bible. Yes, it's a thing. Frowned upon thing, by the way, but there is an instance of people going out of their body talking to former loved ones. You can look it up. But with all of that, doesn't mean that is something that is condemned by God, biblically speaking. I'm also going to preference it with that. But what's interesting is that our CIA is and was actively looking into remote viewing. And I'm just going to be really frank with you. It wasn't just us here in the US. It was multiple other programs around the world that are doing it too. So I get why, but you're dabbling in the occult when you're messing with stuff like that. And that's why I don't take it like at the word or whatever, because it does take its source in the cult. So I'm not a big proponent of that, to say the least. But the CIA was obviously dabbling in that, just like they dabbled in MK Ultra files. And by the way, in case you didn't hear, I was going to do a report on it yesterday, but there was so much drama. Tulsi Gabbard, speaking of MK Ultra, reportedly had MK Ultra files on her desk along with JFK. I think they were targeting more the MK Ultra files. And reportedly, the officials from within her own department in the CIA came and took those files because, there's some classified stuff that's not supposed to be shared. She was not raided or whatever. Apparently, that was not true. But the fact that they took the files out of her office seems to be true. And and when those files came out, it was a while back. It wasn't recently, right? So interesting to say the least that maybe there's something in the MK Ultra files that they don't want out. I think that can naturally be assumed because we already know that the CIA or people within the CIA, we don't really know who, but somebody destroyed files on MK Ultra, and one has to ask why. And now we've got this CIA remote viewer who died, and now the message is suddenly coming out. Interesting, because I find it odd that that is the case. But anyway, wanted to share all of this with you. Obviously, take everything with a grain of salt. I think I don't take credence in what he said again, but there is the possibility that a CME could strike Earth. So there's always that. But anyhow, I can't wait to hear your comments, thoughts, and concerns. I love you all. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.